lived in housing almost all your life. How did you manage to get your mindset to say, okay, I need to focus. This is what I want to do.
Experiences.
Because there's so many distractions.
Yeah, I feel like key experiences in life. I feel like obviously everyone's one's different, but I feel mine was key experiences in life. I feel like a big pivotal point or a big turning point for me was getting kicked out of my mum's house. As a teenager, I feel like at the time I didn't understand it. I was just like, my mum did it. But I realised that forced me to fix up quick and then to become a man and like survival instincts and so forth, and learn how to survive with myself. Yeah. Including cooking and all of that. But I feel like as a youth, there has to be a focus because you can get distracted. Because I speak to a lot of youths in Harlesden as well. I try to do mentoring and things with the youth in Harlesden as well, and I realise like a key issue is that a lot of them don't have like a focus. Like nobody has, like, whether you're chasing football or whether you're chasing music, like a lot of them don't have a focus. So this allows them to be distracted. I feel that's very key as well. But also in terms of like the focus, it doesn't always have to be music, football. It doesn't. You're right, like you can be something else. There's so many things out there. You can be, you can be an engineer. You could be a psychiatrist. You could be like, we need so many more of these. So like, not everybody has to be an artist. Not everybody has to be a footballer. Or not everybody has to be getting this. That's
actually still Britain House's real focus.
Yeah, you know why though? You know why though? Because when we look on TV, or when we look at these kind of things with our peers around us, like most of the successful people are able, like usually one of three things: either music, sports, or drugs, or so forth. So like, growing up, you think these are the only three things that you can aspire to be. Because if you ask the majority of the young people out there, they would tell you like their idols are people within these sectors. Like, when have you ever heard of you say, my inspiration was Ben Carson, my inspiration is, like, majority of it is music, football, or something trapping out there. So I feel like exposure to these kind of things is very, very key. And I feel like that's one thing that's keeping us behind the rest of the other almost like races, almost like we're not aware that there are other things to be out there. So yeah, man, I feel like exposure to these things will keep people straight and to have a focus.
Okay, so I want to talk about the recent the murder that happened in Harlesden. How did you feel about that? Because when they're trying to make Harlesden into a great gentrification. I remember when I went to uni, it was my first year, second year of uni, and then I came back and I came to visit my mom. Then I went to Harlesden, and all I see is the direction for the bus. I was just like, I was so disappointed, but I understand what they're trying to do. But what do you think about the way they're trying to transform the area?
I think change is always good. If you look at anything in life, growth is like at its pivotal point with any living thing, whether it be a tree, whether it be an animal, whether it be a human being. So I feel growth is always good, but growth comes with change. So I'm always for change, if it's a positive change. It's my area, obviously. I love how the old houses, with the red clock. And I noticed they moved it probably 5 meters to the right.
I was like, nah, it's still not the same. It does not.
Exactly, not the same. It still takes some quite getting used to, but I do feel change is good, man. I see like they are trying to fix it up, so forth. I don't know what's the terms they have in terms of the residents. I don't know what plan they have. I hope everybody obviously keeps like where they're staying at. But in terms of the murder, it's crazy because nowadays like there's been a lot of like media coverage on it. But I feel like it was always there. There's always been a lot of action going on. I just feel like now the media's covering it a lot more. So my question is more as to why, like, what's actually happening to the reason for them to be covering it more. But like no murder's good. Like, that's crazy, especially like a young man. Like he's in his 30s. Like, I feel like,
and he has 2 kids as well.
Yeah, see, man, my condolences, obviously fully, but ends is always gonna be ends, man. It's so much of a jungle out there. Like it's coming back to like the old houses. Like in like the late 90s, and it was crazy. But nah, man, I like rest in peace.
How do you feel about people looking down? You see the beauty of, you see differently to what they see. But how do you feel about people who think like that?
I mean, people only know what's put forth in front of them or what's told upon them. I mean, to me, Harlesden's where I grew up, so I love that place to bits.
Yeah.
I don't see it as bad as people like see it. I think maybe because they're comparing it to A, what they hear, and A, from where they are. But with that being said, on the contrary, I do feel like you do become a bit desensitized to certain things that do happen. Like, you might hear a fight happen, or you might hear someone so got stabbed, and it's not so much of a big thing. It's not like, whoa, swear down. It's more like a, like, again, or so, you know?
Yeah, but that's actually what I get as well. If someone tells me, oh, someone is so got stabbed, I'm like, really? Again? That's how I feel. Because, you know, you have to move on. Because you're not to say that it's a good thing that, you know, it happens, but you kind of get used to the idea.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing. You don't want it to happen to anyone that you know or close to. You don't even want it to happen to anybody. But, you know, you're kind of used to it, and it's good that it's bad. And people, what I find so interesting and annoying is that people say, oh, they'll come to Stonebridge or Harlesden or this same place to come and make a difference, but really, and then the way they look at it, and you're just like, can you, and then it just kind of make it anyway. But I don't know what to say, but like, it makes me want to, like, I get frustrated by the way people say, oh, Harlesden is corrupted, or Stonebridge is corrupted, and they're trying to make a change, but they're not seeing the beauty of it.
Yeah, with that being said, I must point out, like, I do feel like, especially speaking to a lot of these, I do feel they are misunderstood most of the time, and I feel like that is a key issue. I feel like there's no common, like almost like there's no link in between to, okay, why is this going on?
Yeah.
I think everybody's just seeing it as, yo, it's bad.
Yeah.
But I think it needs to, like, to get rid of this issue, you need to stem it from the root. So I feel like people need to go back to understand why are these things going on, not just seeing it as like, oh, there's so much going on, let's do this, let's do that, yo, he felt bad, It's not necessarily that. Like, I feel like everything has cause and effect, So I feel like when you get to the root of the problem, then you clear out for any other future. Like, anyone can focus on one simple situation and point out one thing. But I feel like when you get to the root of each of every situation, like the root of this whole thing of why, like, I think the first question should be, why is this happening? Or why is this becoming so common? And then from there on, I feel you can, I feel you can, like, extirpate the problem. But now, I feel like everybody's just focusing on the surface. No one's really digging deep